Welcome to SquallCenter, where me, Owen Laverty, and Vince Burgos will be breaking down sports from the national level all the way to Dexter High School.
All right.
This weekend was great for the Michigan Wolverines as Michigan routed Notre Dame 45-14 in their first top 10 blowout since 1976. What do you guys think of that game?
Not even gonna lie, I was surprised. I thought Michigan was gonna get absolutely destroyed.
Me too. I went to the game and we were planning on leaving because we thought it was gonna be a blowout for Notre Dame, but we stayed for the whole thing because it was awesome. All the Notre Dame fans were leaving. It was really funny.
What do you think this game means for the rest of our season?
Honestly, I think it gives us a chance to beat Ohio State. I think we'll have an easy time with the rest of our schedule until we get to Ohio State, and then hopefully we can at least keep it close against them.
Yeah, I think we blow out Michigan State.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Because in reality, we should have beat Penn State.
Yeah.
There was some penalties in that game in the first half that really put us down, and then we came back and we had all the momentum
How do
to
you
tie
feel
it.
about
And then win.
D'Antonio in Michigan State? Do you think his time is done?
In January, he's going to have a big signing bonus, and after that, or not a signing bonus, a big bonus, and after that, he'll retire. He'll be done after that. At this point, he's just got to move on. I mean, I respect him. He's a great coach,
Yeah,
but
I think he's a good coach too, but I think his time at Michigan State is
hasn't been able to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Harbaugh's time at Michigan might be close to over.
Yeah, and there are rumors
beat
about
Ohio
him
State.
going to NFL.
Yeah,
possibly.
people.
I
are
don't
talking
think
back
he'll
on
leave.
that.
He sent out a letter that said he's not going to go, but
All right, but like, if he doesn't beat Ohio State this year, that's what, 5 years in a row
yeah.
that he hasn't beaten Ohio State.
Okay, but he should have beat them in 2016.
True.
That
but-
was ridiculous.
True, but he's never beaten them.
And in
And
2017, and then
he's-
John O'Corn came in and decided to do what John O'Corn does.
Isn't he what? Like he's like 2-8 against top 10 teams. Like,
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Well, now he's 3-8.
That's
Notre
just not
Dame.
good
But
at all.
yeah, I say you give him after next year because you got to have a year to adjust. New offensive system with Gaddis,
Yeah.
new calling plays, and I think if after next year, then you just got to move on. I mean, I love Harbaugh, but
Some people are wanting us to bring in Urban Meyer.
I don't think Urban Meyer would ever come back.
I don't want him to come to Michigan.
Yeah.
Like,
lying, cheating.
I
don't like
want
him.
as our coach.
I just don't think he's anywhere to be coaching right
He's
now.
going to South Carolina.
You think he'll return to coaching?
Oh, definitely.
I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
I think he's going to USC.
Maybe.
Either USC or South Carolina.
Maybe.
That's the rumors.
The Lions also got a big win on
Yeah.
Sunday.
They
I
were
watched-
able to defeat the Giants.
I watched the end of that game. They almost blew it, but
Yeah.
they held on.
Bears lost.
Yeah. They need
Mitch
They need to
Trubisky.
get a kicker.
They need a new quarterback, and I don't mind Eddie Pinheiro. I mean,
He's been good.
Soldier Field is one of the hardest. It's one of the hardest fields to kick in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
He's
I
been
mean,
good all year.
I give him credit. He's been doing good the entire year. It's just that at that point
Did you see what Matt Nagy said? He was like, "There's no thought of running the ball, no thought of passing the ball."
Yeah, because he's like, well, if we would have ran the ball, we could have fumbled it. And if we could have passed the ball, we could have thrown an interception.
He doesn't.
So that's
trust,
basically every play.
He doesn't trust.
But it says he's sticking with Mitch for the entire year.
Yeah, but
I
that just shows that he doesn't trust him. Like if he can't
Yeah.
trust him to get 5 more yards to set up an easier kick, then like
I don't know if Mitch's job will be there next year. Personally,
Do you think Mitch could go to another team? Or do you think his time in the NFL is over?
be like a Brock Osweiler.
Yeah. That's what I see him as.
I don't see him being a starter. I see him being a backup.
I will never understand why they traded up one spot to get him.
They were sold on him.
He would have been available to them. Like
They took him over Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Just think about
I'll
that.
never
Yeah.
understand that.
And the Bears have a primetime game coming up with the Chiefs. Can you imagine the amount of time they're going to show the graphic
Yeah.
between who'd they take?
Yeah, I'm going to that game too.
You are?
Yeah, Chicago and.
Early prediction. Who's going to win?
I think Chiefs will. Well, okay. Depending
If Mahomes is
if
back, then
Mahomes
Chiefs.
is back, the Chiefs will win.
But
But I think even if Mahomes isn't back,
Matt
Chiefs
Moore,
still.
Matt Moore played really good.
I think the Chiefs still have a chance of winning. I think it's just the Bears are gonna have to play tough football.
Yeah.
And Mitch is gonna have to be really on that day.
So a lot of people are saying that Matt Stafford deserves some MVP talk. Not
No.
like he's a lock to win, but they definitely say if you have a short list of 5 people,
No.
he should be on there.
No.
16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, had an amazing year.
Okay. No.
I think he is.
No.
I think
He's having a sleeper year that after you look at it, you're going to just be wow.
I think
Not-
people are
not-
sleeping on him.
Not when we're sitting at 500.
Well, yeah, that's why he won't win it, because you have
That's-
to be on a good team to win.
But
But it's not his fault.
to
Our
be fair,
defense is horrible.
We should have 2 more wins than we do. We should be 5-2. right
Honestly,
now.
I have
If
no
we
clue
didn't
how
have
the
the-
Lions' defense is bad. They have so much talent on their defense.
I don't know about
Rod
their.
Davis,
I don't know about their
Trey
play
Flowers.
calling. They play like man every single play.
What do you
I
think
don't
of Matt
they're good.
Patricia?
I don't think he'll be there much longer, to be honest.
Really?
No.
I don't know. I think they'll give him 3
I think
years.
if they make the playoffs this year, and especially if they get a playoff win, then he'll definitely be there.
Do you think they can make the playoffs? They have to go
Yes.
7-2 the rest of the way.
They'll make the playoffs. They should make the playoffs.
I can see them getting 6 more wins, maybe 7. You know? I think they'll definitely beat the Bears, and they'll be pissed about the Packers. I think they'll beat the Packers
They
when they
should
come
be.
to Ford
At
Field.
home, they should beat the Packers.
To that Vikings game.
Vikings will be close. I don't know.
So, this past weekend, field hockey won the state title. Big news. Gone there 3 times, and they finally came away with one. It was big, exciting. A lot of people there at Chelsea. What do you guys think about that?
I went to the game. They pretty much dominated the whole time. It wasn't close at all. Abby Tamer had 2 really good goals, and I think an assist too.
Yeah, Claire Vaughn, who's going to Cornell. Abby going to Michigan. A lot of talent on that team.
Yeah. I mean, it was to be expected. They have so much talent on their team.
Yeah.
That.
It was nice for the seniors too.
Didn't they only have like 2 losses?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but one was to Pioneer,
And then
which they
one
lost too bad.
And the
then,
other one was like out of state.
yeah.
It was nice for the seniors though, since they went their first 2 seasons and didn't
Mhm.
win. So
Mhm.
they had the chance to win this year.
Definitely.
And then football.
Yeah, football. First ever home game this Friday
Mm-hmm.
Home playoff game.
against Livonia Churchill. They're 5-4, but have lost to some very good teams. 9-0 Belleville, 8-1 Brighton, 7-2 Fordson,
They
and 7-2 Dearborn, right?
yeah, and they only lost to
Belleville by like 2
Yeah,
touchdowns.
that's
And
what-
Belleville is definitely the clear favorite to win the Division I playoffs. So, they're going to be very good.
Guessing that most of Dexter's going to be at that game.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
gonna be
it's gonna be
huge.
a whole community thing. Like everyone's gonna be there.
It's going to be huge. The band still has to play at it though, and they're not happy about it.
No, they are not.
Because a lot of
at all.
people apparently couldn't get work off because like they only thought it was going to go through the last regular season game, and so Mr. Moore said that
Dr. Moore.
Dr. Moore said that he was going to give them a 0 for it if they can't
Yeah.
go.
A lot of people are just going to take the 0, I heard.
Yeah, maybe.
They have a lot of points built up. And men's water polo won districts.
Yep.
That was huge, led by Mitch and Luke Saylor. And they're having a really good season, hoping to build off last year where they won states, and hopefully they can do it again.
The Pistons are also looking good to start the season.
Yeah, Wood coming off the bench. People were really high on him to start the
Yeah,
season. He should
went
make
off
the
in
roster.
preseason. D Rose is looking like an MVP right now.
Last
He's-
night he did only have 10 points, but they
Still.
were 10 points
he
when
had-
you needed them
He
the
had the
most.
game-winning layup.
Nice.
Drummond had 18 points, 18 rebounds.
He's having a monster year.
It's just so easy for him to get rebounds. He's so
Yeah.
big. It's not fair.
The Bulls have had a very tough start. Their own 3. They've lost to the Hornets, who suck. The Knicks.
Yeah, our Chicago expert over here.
Yeah.
And we don't even have Blake right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I
once
think when we
Blake
get
back-
Blake Griffin back, if he can gel with the rest of the team, because like that's one thing I'm worried about team chemistry with D Rose,
yeah,
Drummond, and him. I think we could easily be a 4 seed,
Oh yeah.
maybe host.
At
That would
least,
be amazing.
At least win a playoff series, or at least win a game in a playoff
Yeah.
series and not get swept.
Do you think we should be trading for a point guard?
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
know.
I believe so.
Yes.
Especially with Reggie hurt. Perfect time. Package someone. I mean, even like trade Wood and someone else for a point guard. Even though I really like Wood. But I
don't
think
know.
we need to get a point guard.
I mean, Wood gives us like depth that we need coming
That's
off the
true.
bench. If we get rid of him, then
If we can trade Reggie and someone else.
people have been saying to trade Reggie for a long time now.
Another trade rumor in Detroit is Lions are trying to trade for Melvin Gordon.
Really?
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
rumors about that happening, and then
And
people are trying to
Darius Slay.
trade for Darius Slay.
Do you think
What?
Slay for Melvin Gordon?
I
Would
don't
you
know. I
would
don't
you
think
take that trade?
If I were the Chargers?
If I were the Chargers, I would not take that trade.
I don't know.
I feel like their Chargers defense is.
Chargers secondary is way too good.
Yeah,
They don't need.
They don't need
Slay.
another corner.
What do you think the asking price should be for Darius Slay? A lot of people are throwing around a first and a fourth, first and a
I was
third.
just about to say first and a fourth.
At least
Round.
a first rounder.
Yeah,
I know the Eagles.
definitely
the Eagles
Pro Bowl.
really want him. Like
Yeah.
the Eagles
Eagles
really
need him.
want him.
Have you
Mhm.
seen the Eagles
Yeah.
secondary?
They're
They're garbage.
not good.
That would reunite him with Golden Tate, right? Or no, he's on the Giants
Yeah,
now.
Golden Tate's on the Giants.
That's sad.
I know
But-
Slay's not happy with the Lions organization because they traded Quandre Diggs.
You don't trade a captain mid-season
Why
after
would we-
signing him to an extension.
Why
That's
would
just
we trade away Slay though? Like I don't understand that.
get a lot of capital for him. That'll be something that happens if we truly believe we can't make a playoff run. But I think after beating the Giants, trade deadline is coming up this week, right?
I'm pretty sure it's today.
It is today?
It's today.
Oh, wow. So
How about
by the
some
time
stuff-
this comes out, you may see Darius Slay. He's gone, and we might have Melvin Gordon. You never know.
Is Slay in a contract year?
I think he might be. Or at least next year.
I guess that might make sense then, because he might not want to re-sign with us. So we might
Yeah, and
as well
also
get
he-
something for him.
Said that big thing about there's no loyalty.
He's just mad about Quandre Diggs. So.
Yeah. All right. So, NFL hot takes. Who do you think is a lock to win the Super Bowl?
Patriots.
Patriots.
Patriots for me too. Do you think then they're going to meet the Niners
I
in
can
the
see
Super
it.
Bowl?
Yeah.
That would be something. Tom Brady versus Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. I just think the Patriots defense is way too good.
Yeah.
Like against the Browns, they had.
I heard a stat that they have the Patriots defense has scored more touchdowns than they've allowed.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
Against the Browns on 3 consecutive snaps, they forced turnovers.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Oh, speaking of the Browns, what's your take on them? Do you think they're washed
Baker
up?
Mayfield. Everyone's high on Baker Mayfield, and I don't think he's. I mean, I think he's a good quarterback, but it's a lot of it has to do with coaching too.
Yeah.
Freddie
Did
Kitchens
they
out.
fire Freddie Kitchens yesterday? I thought I saw that headline.
Did they fire him?
Or at least they were
I'd be surprised. if
thinking
they fired
about
him.
it, and most people expect them to.
This is his first year though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's not that good of a coach. I think I've seen a lot of questionable play calling.
Yeah.
That's true.
But it's a fantasy football team that they threw together. How do you expect all those superstars to gel?
That's true.
MVP. I think it'll be Russell Wilson.
I don't know. As much as I hate to say it, and I hate him, Aaron Rodgers has had a hell of a year.
That's
He
true.
has better odds than Russell Wilson right now.
That's true. But I just think that Russell Wilson has this less talent around him than Aaron Rodgers does.
Yeah.
So I think that he's kind of carrying the Seahawks right now. Big time.
Well, definitely. He does every year.
Yeah.
With a terrible team, Russell Wilson will still get you to the playoffs every single year. 10 wins every single year.
Yeah, you put him on a team like I guarantee you if he was on like the Browns, it'd be a whole different story.
Oh, definitely. I
With
think
that amount
Baker
of
Mayfield has
talent
a
there.
sophomore slump.
Yeah.
I still think he could be
Yeah.
a really good quarterback. But there's a lot of quarterbacks who come out of a really strong rookie year, and then the sophomore year, people adjust to him, know what they're going to do, and then they got to work really hard in this offseason to
Yeah.
get better.
Once he got drafted, I thought he was going to be a bust. I did not think he was going to make it.
Wow.
He's just I don't see him being an NFL quarterback.
So what are some teams that you were really high on in the preseason and they've just not produced and you think they're washed up?
Falcons.
Falcons for sure.
Definitely. I thought they would be really good this year. What happened? I think only have one win, right?
Yeah.
Chargers.
I
Like,
thought.
the Chargers were one of the best teams last season.
Yeah.
And now they lost to the Lions. They're barely beating teams. Like, Phillip Rivers needs help.
Apparently, the news is they're looking to get away from Phillip Rivers.
I mean,
I
he's
don't
old.
blame
He's
him.
old. I mean, as much as he's had a good career, but as much as I like Phillip Rivers, but as much as I like him, I think like they're gonna need to probably look into maybe drafting a quarterback and then sitting behind Phillip for like his final year.
They need to start rebuilding
Mm-hmm.
because Phillip Rivers had no help the entire time he's been there.
He's definitely, I think, one of the best quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that never won. I mean, Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford,
Yeah.
I don't know. They need to produce in the playoffs. That's
Mhm.
their biggest issue.
Definitely. Now, switching to the NBA, who do you think's your NBA MVP?
Honestly, I can see D Rose winning MVP, like straight up.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie, really.
Mm-hmm.
If the Pistons make a run in the playoffs and like make it to the conference championship, I'd say D Rose definitely deserves to at least be in the conversation.
Yeah. 3 games in, it's hard to really tell.
True,
But
he's looking really
Yeah.
good.
I definitely think he's having a comeback season from his career. I mean, he had a really good season last year, coming back, of being injured and everything. And I really think that he's going to build off that. And, he's hungry to come back and get that MVP again. Because wasn't he, the youngest MVP to ever win it, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And
Do
then,
you think that the Warriors dynasty is over? They got blown out in their first 2 games.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I think they're done.
I think it's coming close to an end. I mean,
I
they'll
don't
make
think they'll win the championship this year.
I don't think
I
they'll
don't
even
think
make
they'll
it
make
to
it.
the
miss.
finals.
think
They
they'll
might
make
miss
it.
the playoffs.
I don't think
I-
they'll miss the
I
playoffs.
think
They'll
be in the playoffs.
be in the playoffs, but I don't know if they'll
Have you seen them the
host.
first 2 games?
I have.
They've
They
been blown
look
out.
horrible.
Like blown out in their first 2 games.
I think that they'll make the
All they have
playoffs
is
still.
Steph Curry and Draymond Green. That's it.
But you gotta think next year they're gonna have Clay too.
Yeah, this year I think it's just
It's gonna be an off year for them, but they also have D'Angelo Russell too.
that's true.
Do you know that Steph is older than D Rose?
Really?
Yeah. Like, I thought Steph was pretty young. He's actually been in the league for a while, though.
No one really knew about him for a few years.
Until the Warriors got good.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's MVP, and you're like, where did this guy come from? All right. And that has been the first episode of SquallCenter with Patrick Kaercher, Owen Laverty, and Vince Burgos.